Blast off! History made as billionaire Jeff Bezos launches into the final frontier, part of the 2021 space race.
Prices at the pump. Ohio seeing the highest hike in the nation. What you can expect to pay when you go to fill up your tank.
Tokyo Olympics. The debut of new sports and the return of others. A closer look at the athletes representing the U.S. in the Summer Games. Thanks for staying with us. What's new starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Hello, Northeast Ohio, and happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. That means there are only 3 more sleeps until the Olympics begins. You can tell what I am excited about today. Lots to talk about coming up in this hour of What's New. Thanks for joining us. As I said, Sarah Shookman, Betsy Kling, we're really glad you joined us.
Yeah, glad to be here along with you. And it is just an exciting week around here, you know, and we have been waiting a whole extra year for these Olympics. So we have had the posters up in the hallway, you know.
Putting stickers over them.
There's a Post-it note where it says
21.
Yeah, exactly. So we have really been looking forward to this, and there's a lot to talk about. We're going to get into some of that today.
Let's do it.
But first, let's start with the news of the day. We are learning more about the baby who was found reported abandoned near an RTA stop. Police are still searching for her mom, but have since cleared up some confusion about what really happened. January Keaton joins us live in Cleveland with the latest details. Hi, January.
Hey there, Sarah. Yeah, that's right. You know, at first, we all thought that this baby was abandoned. Well, it turns out that the baby wasn't abandoned at all. They just released information today, RTA police, saying that the baby was actually found at this bus stop behind me on 105th and Superior with an elderly man, and a woman was nearby yelling about being its mother. Now, this story is very confusing, to say the least. Here's what we know so far. Saturday, just before 9 p.m., a woman called 911 when she noticed a man at a bus stop on 105th and Superior carrying a naked baby whose feet looked to be turning purple. When RTA police arrived, the man refused to identify himself and told officers the baby girl's name was Rambo. The man was eventually identified as 67-year-old Bernie Anderson. Turns out Anderson had a felony warrant for a parole violation. When police tried to take him into custody for that, he allegedly became combative and they had to tase him. Meantime, police called the Department of Family and Children's Services.
We contacted our hotline and contacted UH, and the child was actually taken to UH to be medically triaged, and then the agency received custody of the baby that night. The child is in foster care until we can help identify the family and find and reunify the child with her family.
Now, RTA police are now looking for this woman in connection with the incident, police calling her a person of interest in the case. It's unclear whether she's the same woman police say showed up at the scene claiming to be the baby, now called Baby Doe's, mother. But she couldn't answer any questions about the baby when she was at the scene earlier. Now, Baby Doe is said to be in good health tonight. She looks to be between 4 and 6 months old. At least that's what they said at UH, which is the hospital where she was taken to. But police are still trying to figure out who she is. They don't know whether Bernie Anderson is related to her or whether that woman you saw as a person of interest has anything to do, any sort of relation with her as well. Now, meantime, Anderson, he was arrested on that outstanding felony warrant. He's in the Cuyahoga County Jail right now. If you have any information on this baby or on this case, you're asked to call RTA police. Sarah?
This is a confusing one, January, but hopefully somebody who knows Baby Doe is seeing this and can come forward.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Now on your feet at 5, the Delta variant now makes up more than 80% of the known COVID cases in the U.S. And today, Dr. Anthony Fauci stressed the vaccines available are more than 90% effective against the variant. The rate of new vaccinations has plummeted in recent weeks, and many states are seeing a surge in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, especially in southern states where the vaccine rate is low. Here in Ohio, we have seen a small uptick in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. All of today's numbers are above the 21-day average. Nationwide, they're up 48% from last week.
Each death is tragic and even more heartbreaking when we know that the majority of these deaths could be prevented with a simple, safe, available vaccine.
Well, you can't say it hasn't been sitting in the back of your mind, because meanwhile, there continues to be a lingering concern for everybody who's already been vaccinated as studies seek to determine how long the protection will last. That would, of course, answer the question if we need a booster shot or not.
Well, University Hospitals is working on a major expansion of its services on the east side with a $236 million upgrade at Ahuja Medical Center near 271 and Harvard Avenue. The new facility there will not only improve healthcare for the community, but also provide hundreds of new jobs along the way. Brandon Simmons joins us there live with some more information on this new groundbreaking. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, this expansion project really is years in the making. They just wrapped up a ceremonial groundbreaking just moments ago. It had to be put on hold for a year, but as you can see, the construction itself was not put on hold. It's already ongoing, and when it's all said and done, this facility will house a new sports medicine complex and a new men's health center. There will also be upgrades made to the emergency department with the addition of level 2 trauma care. But what they're most proud about, I believe, here is the Steve and Lori Potash Women and Newborn Center. So not only will women's health services get a major upgrade, expecting moms will also be able to deliver their babies here at Ahuja Medical Center, getting some of the same services that they would normally only find down at the main campus location.
What we have at our main campus, the Cleveland Medical Center, will also have here. What we're trying to do is match the quality, match the services that we have, and we'll be able to birth up to 2,400 babies here. So it's really an expansion of, our mission for 150 years to take care of women and children.
Okay, so he's talking about 2,400 babies annually here at Ahuja Medical Center. And obviously you can't provide great care without great medical staff. Some medical professionals will be moving their offices here, but there will also be hundreds of new positions here that will need to be filled as well. Now, Sarah, as you mentioned, this is a $236 million project. A lot of that, they got help from donors who were here in attendance at the groundbreaking ceremony that happened just moments ago. And I think a lot of them are looking forward to 2023. That's when this expansion of the medical center is expected to open.
Just incredible scope of what they're going to be doing there. Cool to see it. Thanks, Brandon.
Well, speaking of building, we're learning new details about Sherwin-Williams' new downtown headquarters. The big paint company presented to the Cleveland City Planning Commission this morning. Executives gave more details about the 36-story tower, parking garage, and pavilion. The pavilion will also include a public atrium with a barista, retail shops, and other spaces. An attached garage would fit 920 spaces. The company is hoping to break ground later this year and transition into the new space by the end of 2024.
And Betsy, as we've talked about with this project, the company is also working on a new R&D center in Brecksville, which will be about 500,000 square feet. And those two facilities will house more than 3,500 employees with room to grow. Now, this was so exciting for the area, particularly because there was some thought Sherwin-Williams could go elsewhere.
Right, it's scary.
Yeah, they could have taken these jobs somewhere else. Instead, they are keeping them here in Northeast Ohio, some of them downtown, a lot more of them in Brecksville. And some of the Brecksville projects have already begun. They're widening the roads, they're making space for all of that new use there at the old VA Center.
It's just nice to see cranes in downtown Cleveland
right?
again. There was such a long time when we were kind of very stagnant as to how downtown looked and felt. And then things started to pop up. And I think a lot of that kind of came after the RNC announcement. We got Hilton, the convention center, and all that. But with the building at Playhouse Square, we've got this new tower that's going up. There's a lot of new vibe going on.
I'm really excited to see it because after the pandemic and so many people working from home, you thought, will they invest in office space? So, maybe the world has changed. But they're saying, no, this is going to continue to be a really important place for them.
We're happy about that for sure.
Absolutely.
Wait till you see what else.
4. Command and start. 2, 1.
There it goes. That would, of course, be billionaire Jeff Bezos and his 3 passengers who rocketed into space this morning. Now, he said back in the day, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's jump from the Eagle lander to the surface of the moon, that was 52 years ago today. That's what inspired him as a kid.
And it was one of the reasons that Jeff Bezos chose today to launch his company's first manned flight. NBC's Jay Gray shows us how this historic day all went down.
with a burst of fire and blast of smoke. Blue Origin races toward the edge of space and a new era in exploration. 4 civilian astronauts breaking free from gravity.
Look at the blackness of space.
Oliver Damon, an 18-year-old physics student, the youngest person to ever travel to space.
I love it.
82-year-old Wally Funk, the oldest to ever make the trip, a pilot who in the 60s was denied a chance because she was a woman.
We had a great time. It was wonderful.
True.
I want to go again fast.
Also in the capsule, Mark Bezos and his brother, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, whose imagination and funding created the historic path for the suborbital flight.
Oh my God! My expectations were high and they were dramatically exceeded.
Bezos joins an exclusive Billionaires Boys Club that includes Sir Richard Branson, who made the trip on his Virgin Galactic space plane just 9 days ago, and Elon Musk, whose SpaceX team continues to shuttle astronauts to the International Space Station.
What they're doing, they are revolutionizing space travel, and they are the Orville and Wilbur of today. So, Godspeed to all of them. Let's see what happens.
The nation and world watching to see where this new phase of space travel ultimately
Touchdown.
lands. Jay Gray, NBC News.
I was so excited to see Wally Funk up there. I've kind of been fangirling over Wally Funk the whole time. Once that was announced, I was like, okay, I'm interested in this only because of her. I mean, I think it's great that Bezos has the money to be able to do this, and I think it's fun. I wouldn't go so far as to say they're like the Wright brothers. That's a little bit of a stretch, but it is a very exciting big step forward as far as getting more people to space.
Yeah, I like to hear about the differences between what we saw with Virgin Galactic and this too, and the different technologies that they are exploring through both of these, even though the billionaires, whatever, it is cool that somebody's investing in it. And I think it hopefully down the line does impact NASA missions and other things that have, more scientific reach, not just for fun.
It's just rocket science, right?
That's it. Something like that.
Easy peasy. They'll figure it out.
Well, still ahead on what's new, getting kids to eat healthy. It can be hard, especially on summer break. We talked to a local dietitian about the biggest pitfalls and how parents can avoid them.
Then he's back when John Cena plans to step back into the boxing ring.
And Matt, you're talking about the forecast.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got more haze to deal with. This is that wildfire smoke that we've had in the atmosphere over the last 4 days now. Still in the forecast tonight, but one of the things that's going to clear us out, some rain-clearing thunderstorms that'll be moving through here. We should get a nice, refreshing air mass in here by tomorrow. But until then, your outdoor dining forecast, we've already got some pops on radar. We'll take you through that. We're in the 80s. You're okay outside till later on tonight. We bring those storms in. We'll talk about that and some refreshing air coming up.
Oh, it is so easy in the summertime to take your routine, your day-to-day routine that is precious and wonderful and gets you through the week when school is in session, and you completely chuck it out the window because it's summer break and it's fun. But I got to tell you, it's not hard to derail all of that routine and all of your healthy eating habits too. And you may be noticing by now that your kids might not be on track like they were before.
Yes, that's what happens in the summer for all of us too. A little too much ice cream, things like that. Well, 3 News, Maureen Kyle talked with the mom and dietitian Kirsten Kirkpatrick for our 3 News Mom Squad podcast about summer pitfalls and how you can fix them.
There were some studies showing the impact that the pandemic had on kids. And what we found, amongst other things, is that kids were snacking more. Simply because of the fact that they were at home more. So this phenomenon that we typically see in the summer, actually for many children in the country, has started earlier.
I want to go back to snacking. Would you say that's the biggest pitfall? Are there other pitfalls that we fall into during the warmer months that we need to watch out for?
I think snacking is probably one of the largest pitfalls, just because of the fact, number one, they are home more often. And number two, we often see snacking. I mean, adults do this as well. We see snacking as something that is very closely tied to social behavior. So if the kids are going to have a pool party, or if the kids are going to the playground, or they're going to have a play date, oftentimes those occurrences don't occur without food.
That drives me bananas. My children graze all day long, and then I make a big dinner, and we sit down. I'm not hungry, or they just want to go do something else. I'm like, I just did this. So it is really hard to be able to keep everybody on track. But keep in mind, it's not all bad. You shouldn't deprive your kids. Kristen has great advice on how to get them involved in the shopping and cooking process. So instead of snacking, they're cooking alongside of you. We have that, of course, at our website.
Yeah, I think that seems like the important thing. I've tried to take note of that. We just got one of those kitchen towers, so even Isla, who is standing now, can kind of see what we're doing. You got to keep her fingers away from everything right now, because she'll just grab it and knock it off the table. But, it's fun to kind of involve her in the process, and I talk to her, hey, look, I'm beating the eggs. This is what I'm doing next. It's kind of fun.
You'll get eggs on the floor. It's great. The dog gets
part
involved.
Of the process.
It's so fun.
Oh, Basil already knows that. Yeah, she figured that out really
Matt's
fast.
kids actually love to cook. Your Bubbas love to get in the kitchen with you, and I would say mess things up, but they don't. They kind of have their own concoctions, don't they?
Yeah, they're great in the kitchen, Betsy, but that snacking thing, I'm breaking out in hives just thinking about it, because it's like, you didn't finish your lunch and now you want to snack 2 seconds later? I don't think so. So we lay the smack down.
Lay down the law, Dad.
That's right. They end up eating snacks anyway. But anyway,
you're so tough.
Yeah, so good. And Sarah, glad you're getting Isla into the chef's kitchen there and getting cooking, because they just take in so much from that, and they're interested in the meals. And sometimes they'll eat a little bit more, but I have no proof to that unless it's something sugary. But anyway, weather-wise, guys, we've got open window weather, I think, later tonight and tomorrow. We haven't had that in a while. You got that little bonfire smoke smell outside due to some of the wildfires. Most of this is loft, obviously, but some of that smell makes it down to the surface, and a lot of people still talking about that. So we've got some changes here over the next 24 hours. A couple pops on radar here out towards areas of Portage and Trumbull counties. This is along a lake breeze boundary. This is not our surface front that'll be moving in tonight, but you can see near Hiram, just south there along the turnpike, we've got some pretty good downpours. Lightning now with this cell just north and east of Warren. It's outbound, but we may see more fire back off towards the west. These will not be widespread this evening. We're not expecting any widespread storms, but what we will be watching, southern periphery. Most of the energy here with the front as it dives south, so New York going to get hit pretty hard with this. But for us, we're on the western periphery of this, so we'll watch these storms kind of move across the lake tonight. And later on this evening, yes, we bring storm chances into our forecast. It's a cold front, and it's coming south out of Canada. This is going to kind of bring a little relief to our forecast over the next couple days. We've got drier air this time of year. That drier air lags behind front, so you don't get that quick change in humidity. So you can see front will go by, drier air, lower dew point air still off towards the north. So lowering dew points throughout the day tomorrow. More importantly, though, these are your winds. We've got some pretty gusty winds and a wind shift with this. So once this heads through, I think midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll have a nice north breeze bringing in refreshing air. Yesterday, we looked at the high-res MODIS satellite imagery of Lake Erie. Here it is down here. These are the Great Lakes. Look at the smoke-filled air still today, but off towards the north, That's crystal clear air in southern Canada. How about that? Where does it go? Well, tomorrow we finally bring that in. This is all your wildfire smoke. You can see it's been pretty thick today, but tomorrow throughout the day we should have clearing visibility. We'll see the sunshine break out as well. And then we are going to get back into some of that smoke. Shouldn't be quite as thick, but we are going to have that hazy sky returning over the course of the next 7 to 10 days. National News I'm hour by our forecast. Let's time out the rain. You can see models tonight bringing some of those scattered showers in. Best chance is out towards the northeast as you get closer to that low. We're in the 60s to near 70 tomorrow morning. We'll likely start with clouds tomorrow. They'll break for some sunshine and again, refreshing north breeze. These are your highs tomorrow, low to mid 70s. Wow, what a change, right? And then we'll eventually start to warm that atmosphere up as we get in the latter half of the week. Dew points do this over the daytime tomorrow. We're back into the 50s, so more comfortable air by the hour. Union Hill Mortgage 7-day forecast, 75 for a high tomorrow. Thursday looks great as well. Next shot at rain arrives Friday, and then a better shot Saturday late in the day and Sunday. Temperatures in the 80s, and then you notice that we're off to skyrocketing temperatures. That summer heat looks to return next week. Betsy?
All right. Thanks so much, Matt. We'll check in with you again in about a half hour or so. Next up for us, Justin Bieber sent the internet into a frenzy after posting a picture with this caption, Mom and Dad. We'll tell you what he's really expecting coming up in Pop Break.
And then wait until you see what happens next at this Luke Bryan concert. It's ahead in our Worth the Watch.
I am Al.
Justin Bieber fans, calm down. He and his wife are not expecting a baby. Haley set the record straight on what her hubby's Instagram caption actually meant. Plus, Kenan Thompson plans to keep making people laugh, and John Cena is jumping back into the ring. Our girl Kara Cotton has all the details in today's Pop Break.
He's back. Longtime wrestler turned actor John Cena announced his return to wrestling Sunday night. Crashing a pay-per-view event, the 44-year-old surprised fans with his appearance doing his signature "You Can't See Me" move. WWE posted a video on social media yesterday of Cena announcing that he would appear on Monday Night Raw. Cena's return comes more than a year after he stepped away from WWE at WrestleMania 36. Hailey Bieber is setting the record straight. The 24-year-old model and wife to singer Justin Bieber is shutting down pregnancy rumors after a misleading Instagram caption. Justin posted a black and white photo of the two yesterday with the caption "Mom and Dad," and fans in the comments section were sent into a tizzy, wondering if the two had a bundle of joy on the way. But Hailey swooped in to say, "Not so fast." Under his post, she wrote, "I think you should maybe change this caption to Dog Mom and Dad before anyone gets it twisted." Kenan Thompson has been making us all laugh since the early 1990s. And according to the now 43-year-old comedian, he doesn't plan to slow down anytime soon. In a recent interview, the SNL star said that he plans to stick with the long-running show as long as they'll have him. He said, "I keep saying I'm trying to get to 20. So if they don't throw me out of there before, I'm trying to get to 20. And then, I don't know if it makes sense for me to leave even after that point." And if SNL didn't keep him busy enough, his self-titled sitcom on NBC helps to fill in the gaps.
At this point, I think it's safe to say he's a comedic legend. I remember growing up watching him on All That, and after 18 seasons on SNL, he's certainly come a long way.
He's got so many iconic characters that have come through, and it's just so fun to always watch them come up with new characters.
Yes. And I feel like we've gotten to know him because he's been a star for so long, even back to the Kenan and Kel days and all that and all of it. So I love seeing him on SNL. I hope he doesn't leave.
I agree. More of it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, we're keeping with the entertainment theme now, Kiara. Going into Worth the Watch here. A 7-year-old fan caught country superstar Luke Bryan's attention at his concert in Virginia over the weekend. Now, Darcy, as you see here, knew all the lyrics to his songs, so he pulled her up on stage to sing Down to One with him. She gets a little less shy as the song goes on, with the crowd cheering her on, and she really gets into it.
Oh,
look at her.
Boots. It's all about the boots. I love those boots.
There she goes.
Look at her go.
She's opening it up a little bit.
That is so cool. I love when, you know, these big, powerful stars recognize somebody in the audience, and they let them have a little bit of the limelight too.
And I think in the case like this, everybody at that show is going to remember that moment.
Oh,
you know?
Can you imagine that little girl? She'll be like,
life-changing.
Where do we go from here, friends? How's that going to look in first grade? Not sure.
Very cool.
All right, well, coming up for us here in the next half hour of What's New, the Olympians you'll want to watch during the 2020 games. Remember, it starts on Friday.
A behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to get to the games on the air, how to get them on the air, rather, for all of you at home.
Remember, it starts on Friday. And then Ohio is seeing the largest gas price increase in the nation. How much you're expected to be paying at the pump. Ouch.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Let's get you caught up on 3 things you need to know now at 5:30. Cuyahoga County Child and Family Services is searching for family members to come forward and identify a baby girl that was found at a bus station. Officers found the infant with an adult, but couldn't determine his relationship with the baby. Police arrested him on an outstanding warrant.
Well, work is underway on an exciting expansion at University Hospital's Ahuja Medical Center. The groundbreaking, ceremonial groundbreaking, that is, was today. A new space will house the initiatives for a maternity ward and newborn care, breast health, sports medicine, men's health, an emergency room, and more. The project will cost $236 million and bring hundreds of new jobs to Northeast Ohio. The construction is scheduled to wrap up in 2023.
4. Command engine start. 2, 1.
There you see it. It was a day for the record books. Billionaire Jeff Bezos and his 3 other passengers took off into space this morning. Blue Origin sent them 62 miles above the surface of the Earth. They each got about 3 to 4 minutes of weightlessness before they had to come back down to Earth, thanks to some parachutes for a soft landing in West Texas desert. Such a cool thing to watch. And again, Wally Funk, I think, stole the show. I just love that woman. I think her tenacity is amazing. And the fact that she's like, I want to go back quickly. She's just fantastic. So very exciting day for them. And with all that pomp and circumstance, we welcome you back to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Sarah Shookman. Jay is off for another day. I think he's back on Thursday.
A historic day for sure. Yeah, in the space world. It's exciting.
Well, you know, it takes so much to kind of train to build up to be able to do any kind of space travel, major travel or whatnot. So imagine being an athlete, traveling, and then having to compete with the world's elite. Well, what does it take to be an Olympic athlete? This year's team in USA is filled with the best of the best. Some are competing in their first games, others are competing in their last. NBC's Jay Gray gives us a closer look at this year's roster in today's Top Talker.
The sparkling goat on her leotard isn't a decoration, it's a declaration. Simone Biles is the greatest of all time.
Incredible.
Vaulting her sport to new unbelievable heights. The most decorated gymnast of all time, looking to add to her medal collection.
All of our training has geared us for this moment, so I'm just super excited for the journey.
Here comes Allyson Felix!
The Olympic journey is ending for Allyson Felix, the queen of the track, competing in her 5th and final games. It's also likely the last kick for many on Team USA's historic women's soccer team. After winning the World Cup, the group is looking to add Olympic gold. The squad lost during their quarterfinals in Rio.
Everybody who was there in Rio does not want that to be their only Olympics experience or their last Olympic experience.
The Olympic experience for swimming phenom Caleb Dressel will be busy. He's aiming for gold in as many as 7 events. And after making a splash for Team USA 5 years ago, Katie Ledecky looks to continue her dominance in the pool. While Jessica Springsteen is jumping into the Olympic arena for the first time. The daughter of Bruce looking for glory days in Tokyo as a member of the U.S. equestrian team. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Cal, I had no idea Bruce Springsteen's daughter was going to be an Olympian.
Isn't that cool?
That is super cool.
Yeah, we were excited. We talked about it on the 7 a couple weeks ago when she qualified.
Wow,
yeah.
That's exciting. Well, you can watch the opening ceremony live right here on 3 this Friday at 7 a.m. We will be re-airing that entire thing during prime time too at 7:30 p.m. So you've got your options.
I love the opening ceremony, and I'm excited to see how they do it because, again, there's not going to be really anyone except for the officials in the stadium. No Parade of Nations, all those things we're used to. So I bet they get pretty creative.
I like when they bring the culture to the forefront and the history, and there's so much culture and history and so many meaningful objects and the way things are presented in colors, and I just think that makes it so incredible. I can't wait to see all that.
Yeah, it's always a good show. Join us Friday. Well, if you are headed to fill up the gas tank soon, get ready to pay more. Ohio is seeing the largest gas price increase in the nation. Prices are up 11 cents a gallon from last week. That has prices sitting at about $3.11 a gallon across the state. We are seeing slightly lower averages here in Northeast Ohio with prices hovering around $3.08.
Well, still ahead for us. Guess what, everybody? It's Tech Tuesday. We love Tech Tuesday, and we have the details on what users can expect and a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to get the Olympics on the air. We're also going to keep an eye on some of that tech that's scanning the skies. Matt, you still seeing any rain on the radar?
I'll tell you, Betsy, it's kind of hard to tell if there's dark clouds coming in or if that's still the haze from some of the wildfire smoke. But yeah, definitely a hazy look to the atmosphere. We do have storms that we'll be watching cross the lake over the next couple hours. These have some punch to them, too. Look at all the severe thunderstorm warnings out for areas in New York. A lone one there near Michigan. This is our active weather tonight. It will bring big changes to our forecast tomorrow. We'll share this with you coming up.
Hey, Al. In Clicking in Cleveland today, we are giving you your Bachelorette recap. Yep.
All right, now 5:38 p.m. in the CLE, and we are going to get another check on that forecast. Matt, you were talking about some thunderstorms east of Cleveland earlier, but we're still keeping an eye to the north.
Yeah, it could be an active evening, especially across our lakeshore counties and especially the further north and east you are. So Ashtabula, Lake County, we'll have to keep an eye on those. But this is all on the beginning edge of a cold front that's finally going to clear out our air, at least briefly here over the next couple days. So definitely going to be some active weather for some of us tonight. The rest of us, we're just sitting in this nice summery pattern. Mid-80s for most of us today. 84 Cleveland, Hopkins officially, Akron checking in at 85. You can see our sensor in Akron about 88 degrees. Most of us sitting generally in the low 80s. You factor in the dew points, which continue to be on the muggy side. We've got upper 80s, feels like temperatures for most of us. Radar fairly dry except for the couple downpours. One come down pretty good just north and east of the Warren area, now sinking down towards the east along 82 there. You can see lots of lightning with this. These are along a lake breeze that settled south, so we may see further development off towards the south and west from that, perhaps down into the Canton area. We'll see if it materializes. I was watching a couple cumulus clouds on the satellite there, so we'll see what happens there. This is the bigger show tonight, though, and it's not going to be for everyone. This is a cold front, which is pretty potent, but the problem is, in terms of getting an energetic atmosphere over us, well, most of the energy is up here in New York, and you can see the movement with those storms, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. But again, as this front sinks south over the lake, got it timed about 3 or 4 hours from now. So after the 8 o'clock hour, we'll watch and see if some of these hold together as it moves through northeast Ohio. Plenty of juju, that's what Betsy likes to say in the atmosphere with this. You can see the atmosphere atmospheric energy overlaid. Yeah, we've got some in northeast Ohio, so we'll see if they hold together. The one thing you'll notice after this front goes by, that wind's going to shift out of the north, and we've got lower humidity, lower dew points that'll sink in here on this northerly breeze, which could get quite gusty as we get into the overnight and then tomorrow morning especially. One thing all of us are going to notice across northeast Ohio, it's going to clear out our atmospheric smoke. We've got a dry pocket of air off towards the north. You can see models bringing that dry pocket in here. There goes the smoke. Bye-bye. We'll be able to see the blue skies hopefully tomorrow afternoon, but then it'll be back. We've got those fires still burning in Canada and out west. Anything from the west in terms of wind direction is going to carry that in to our upper and middle layer of the atmosphere. All right, let's time out the rain. You can see tonight, couple spots down to the south. Here comes that line. Models not very impressed with it, holding it together. Again, we'll see Lake Erie can do some strange things. Tomorrow, we'll start with clouds. We'll clear things out. High temperatures tomorrow only in the low to mid 70s. Refreshing day tomorrow. The big picture look as we go throughout the rest of the week, we remain in this northwest flow, so we get these periodic fronts in here. Thursday night, Friday, our next real chance of rain. Another one aiming at us this weekend from the northwest. That would be late Saturday into Sunday. So we do carry the rainfall chances from here, but rainfall forecasts, we don't have the heaviest rain. Betsy, look at this. Heaviest amount of rain in the U.S. over the next 5 to 7 days. Arizona, out where they need it, out towards the Four Corners region. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. 70s the next 2 days. Next chance of rain, there you go, Friday night into Saturday, and then another one Saturday night, Sunday. Overall, we have a warming trend to the forecast, so if you miss those July-like temps, they're back. Sarah and Betsy.
What the atmosphere giveth, the atmosphere taketh away.
I like that.
And then gives it back again. Okay, thanks so much, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, time now to see what is clicking in Cleveland. And for that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Sarah. Happy Tuesday to you. Is it Tuesday? Yeah. Happy Tuesday to everybody at home, too. And there's a new restaurant in town, and 3 News was there this morning for the grand opening. The much-hyped Haunted House restaurant cut the red ribbon today in Cleveland Heights. Check out all of the spooky decor, including movie posters and murals of iconic horror movie characters on the walls. If you ask the owners, they say the only scary thing is really how good the food is. We have a sample of their very colorful menu, including dishes like the Twilight and Pennywise, up on WKYC.com. Now, if you're looking for a spot to watch the NBA draft next Thursday, the Cavaliers have an idea for you. The Cavs will host a free watch party at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on July 29th. That's starting at 7 p.m. That's 90 minutes before the #1 pick. There will be live music, games, autograph sessions, and chances to win tickets to opening night. And the 2022 NBA All-Star Game, which will also be at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. You can sign up for your free tickets using the link at WKYC.com. And Akron's Michael Alio is now in the Final Four to try and win the love of Katie Thurston on The Bachelorette. Michael won the very last group date rose, which means Katie wants to meet his family, maybe including his son James. Michael was nervous going into this date, though, but it did end up being a fun one with a little bit of a scandalous art competition. And after that date, Katie calmed all of his concerns, saying she's ready to get the juice boxes and help out with Michael's son. Whoa. Now, after that, Michael told Katie no one could love her like he can. But the previews for next week, though, show Michael feeling very conflicted.
Whoa.
Lots going on there. And in my sleuthing, I did see he posted a photo yesterday in Pacific Beach, California, which could mean a lot of things. But I will say the Men Tell All episode is next week. That's where the people who have been cut are part of the episode. Could he be there taping? I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
I have no idea what any of this means, but it sounds
well,
so
you know,
fascinating.
Stephanie and I have been keeping up on this,
yeah.
you know, because we both know Michael and we're just excited for him, but it's so much drama.
It is lots going on, lots of emotions at play. Of course, we wish him the best. It's very exciting to catch it all.
All right. Thank you so much, Steph. Appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, next, we're going to give you all a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to get the Olympic Games on the air.
And then the latest company venturing into the video game world. We have all the details in our Tech Tuesday segment.
I am Al.
All right, it's Tech Tuesday here on What's New, and here are 3 tech stories that are getting buzz tonight.
First up, we have a look behind the scenes at what it takes to broadcast the Olympics. NBC Universal plans to present an unprecedented 7,000 hours of Olympic coverage, making it the largest media event ever. So there's plenty to go around. It's all going to air on 2 broadcast networks, 6 cable networks, and several digital platforms. It will also air in English and in Spanish. Forbes says there will be no spectators or crowd noise. So instead, NBC is going to place microphones as close to the events as possible so viewers can hear the athletes and the competition itself.
Very exciting. Well, Apple users, be advised, there is an upgrade for you. iOS 14.7 is now available, and most of those upgrades are actually going to involve under the hood kind of stuff. So you may not initially see it, but hopefully it'll make everything work better. Here's one thing. Your podcast library will allow you to choose to see all shows or only the shows that you follow. If you use the Apple Card, it's going to give you the option to combine credit limits and share one co-owned account with an existing Apple Card user. And one other thing to note, several customers have reported that their battery has been draining quickly after that last update. Now, it's unclear whether or not Apple has addressed the issue, but the release notes say the battery service message that disappeared after reboot has been restored on iPhone 11 models.
And Peloton is getting in on the video game business. The cycle maker is getting ready to debut an in-app video game currently called Lane Break. Now, the game, which Peloton cautioned is still subject to a new name, involves riders changing up their cadence and resistance levels on the bike to meet various goals and score rewards in the game. Lane Break is expected to open up to a members-only beta test a little later this year and will officially launch in early 2022. Netflix also recently announced it's going to add video games to its streaming services.
I think that's a brilliant idea. So we got the girls a Nintendo Switch for Christmas.
So popular.
This was like a new world to me. And I had no idea that like you could do the online thing and take on people from anywhere. So I was foremost freaked out about the security side. But then we figured out like, oh, the cousins in Indiana we could do Mario Kart with them. So it has just been a blast because it's actually helping to bring our family back together a little bit to do this. So I wonder if Peloton's going to let you race people.
I'm assuming it sounds like with the game, you know, you'll be able to compete like their leaderboard. That's how it works when you're inside the workouts. I wonder if that'll be something that transfers over to the game as well. I mean, it sounds like it would be something motivating for people. You know, if you're looking for another excuse to exercise or push yourself a little bit more, maybe the game would give good reason to do it.
I think that would be really interesting. And then, you know, you find new acquaintances through the game. Maybe, you know, you take a class with somebody. I'm just fascinated by the whole like online workout thing and how the interfaces are helping people get more motivated to continue.
Even just free YouTube yoga, I am so into, because it's just so easy to pop it up while you're at home, do it wherever you are, make it convenient for you, and that's really the key to consistency, right?
That's part of it.
That's what they say anyway. I don't know.
Discipline is another part, and that's where I'm lacking. All right, just like everything else, patio furniture is so hard to come by these days. A recent shortage might have some turning to old-fashioned picnics, right? Get the blanket, head out. Well, there is one local woman who is taking the hassle out of a pleasant picnic. Kira Cotton is back. She's going to give us a first look at the new business that takes picnicking up many levels.
So this is kind of like an all one-stop shop where they could just show up and leave.
We all know the feeling, wanting to do something nice for a special occasion, but when it comes to planning, you either don't know where to start or simply don't have the time. But thanks to local picnic planner Sade Steele, planning the perfect event just got a lot more pleasant.
My business is Pleasant Picnic. I provide pop-up picnics for all occasions.
What started as a way for Steele to spoil her husband on date nights and anniversaries has blossomed into a thriving business, serving any and all occasions.
So whether it's your birthday, your anniversary, date proposal, bridal shower.
You name it, she can make it happen. Steele started her business just 7 months ago in the middle of a pandemic, a time that she says has worked in her favor.
It was still something that was like nice and close-knit with just, you know, people that's in your circle. And like I said, it's outdoors. You can still be able to social distance. So I haven't had any hardship with it. If anything, people want to do it more.
Whether you're indoors or outside at your local metro park, Pleasant Picnic provides a luxurious and plush experience, one that you don't see every day.
Everyone goes out to eat. Everyone has a birthday, a party, or, you know, they go out of town. But this is something more intimate.
Guests ready to picnic can suggest their own theme or choose a standard package and make it their own. You can add games, charcuterie boards, music, and a host of other things to personalize your special day.
Whether it's just a picnic of 2 or a picnic of 20, I literally put my all into it, and I want them to have like the best experience.
And the best part about that elaborate experience is that there's no cleanup. Talk about a good concept. Now, if you're interested in pricing and how you can book, I have all of that available on WKYC.com.
Oh my goodness.
Want to do it? We should all do it.
We totally
really
should.
fun. Yes.
Our picnic blanket is a shower curtain. I mean, come on. Like, this is totally a way better way to go. Right? And I think about like my girls, like they're real big into like birthday parties and stuff. Yeah. That would be a phenomenal birthday party.
Right? Definitely a way to upgrade your, you know,
just
every
drive
day.
up to the park and you see that laid out for you, the little napkins, and I mean, that sounds like a fabulous fun day.
Yeah. My girls would never believe it was for us.
Why not?
Oh no. They'd be like, where's the shower curtain, Mom? Here's a bottle of water.
It's a treat.
Shut up.
Special occasions.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, Kira, thank you so much. I love that story.
Yeah, very cool. Well, next on What's New, giving back. What had more than 100 interns volunteering at local organizations? Ahead in our Show Us Something Good.
And coming up at 6, why the Olympics are in jeopardy over more than just COVID. That's an interesting one. Well, we also, of course, are going to get our pop quiz in today. Jeff Bezos picked a great day to go into space because today is National Moon Day, which marks when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the moon 52 years ago, which actually Mr. Bezos said that's his inspiration. So our pop quiz question is, how far is the moon from Earth? 135,000 miles, 240,000 miles, 300,000 miles? We'll have the answer when we come back.
She's on her way. She's coming.
Al, testing 1, 2. Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Russ Mitchell.
Tag with Russ. Gotcha. Thank you.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Laura Queso's mic. I'm just going to bring up my chair a little bit. How do we look? Even? Not even, but okay, great. Okay, great. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. I can hear you.
All right, before the break, we asked you how far the moon is from Earth, and the answer is 240,000 miles. And according to NASA, it also is the 5th largest known moon in our solar system. There's more than 200 moons that are orbiting planets throughout our little nook in the galaxy.
And today, what did they go up? 61 miles?
62 miles.
62 miles.
Yeah.
So
just
not even a further to get
not
to
even
the
a
moon.
hair, right? It's just a little tiny jump.
Still very cool to see. All right, you've been waiting for this. Today's Show Us Something Good comes from our friends at Union Home Mortgage. And more than 100 of the company's interns volunteered for the company's Intern Day of Service. They each volunteered a few hours at an organization of their choice, including the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Ohio, the Ohio City Bike Co-op, and Cleveland Kids Book Bank, where you see here interns sorting new book donations and packaging up inventory that will be sent to other local organizations.
It's definitely a great cause, and I love that they're getting the interns involved. It's really important to teach that to not only have your professional career, to make sure you have your community impact as well.
The service is so important, and you learn just as much from those type experiences as you do in the workplace a lot of days.
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's so many different organizations that need help. So if you've got family or friends and you're looking for something to do for the rest of the summer, maybe shout out and see what's available for the family to do. Sometimes you can do it with your kids, too. That's kind of a
volunteer opportunities for sure.
Well, thank you, everybody, for staying with us and watching What's New on this Tuesday.
And What Matters Most with Ross and Laura starts right now.
Now at 6, found at the bus stop.
We did not know who the parents of the child were.
After a call for a suspicious man holding a baby at an RTA stop in Cleveland, the case only gets stranger. What officials need your help with to find this baby's parents. Also, COVID cases continue to creep back up. The new challenges facing Capitol Hill when it comes to containing cases and wearing masks, and the alarming rise of cases in children right now. Access for everyone. New details tonight about the Sherwin-Williams headquarters in downtown Cleveland. And call it ghoulish.
When you come here, it's not just a dine-in, it's a full experience like you're going to Cedar Point.
We'll take you to the newest restaurant in Northeast Ohio that promises to keep you on your toes, where you can get a fright and a bite.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Laura Queso. Tonight, we start with a baby that needs your help. The 6-month-old girl was turned over at an RTA bus stop. This was Saturday night.
And now police need your help identifying her and finding her family. January Keaton has details.
Saturday, just before 9 p.m., a woman called 911 when she noticed a man at a bus stop on 105 in Superior carrying a naked baby whose feet were turning purple. When RTA police and first responders arrived, the man refused to identify himself, telling officers the baby girl's name was Rambo. Police eventually identified the man as 67-year-old Bernie Anderson, who, turns out, had a felony warrant for a parole violation. When police tried to take Anderson into custody, he allegedly became combative and had to be tased. Meantime, police called in the Department of Family and Children's Services.